With the Dallas Cowboys and quarterback Dak Prescott finally getting a deal done, I figured there was no better time than to make a video on how I feel about this contract and how I think the Cowboys will do next year. But before we get into today's video, I'd like to bring something up. Less than 3% of the people who watch the videos are subscribed to the channel. So if you enjoy this content and want to see more like it, make sure to drop a like and leave a sub, as it would help me reach my goal of hitting 500 subs before the end of March. And now that we've got that out of the way, let's begin the video. The first thing that I need to say is I am a Cowboys fan and I'm ecstatic that we got a long-term deal done. To have an elite franchise quarterback locked down for 4 seasons is always a good thing to hear. He is now the second highest paid player in football, but I think I speak for everyone when I say it's well deserved. In Dak's last full season of football, he threw for 4,900 yards and 30 touchdowns, while also rushing for more than 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. And as we all know, the reason he didn't play a full season last year was because of his gruesome leg injury that kept him out the whole year. But in only 5 games, he had thrown for 1,800 yards and 9 touchdowns, while also rushing for 3 touchdowns. And he did all that while simply having the worst defense in football. I see some people on social media still worried about Dak's ankle injury, but his doctors that he's worked with have said he's ahead of time and will be ready for training camp. And that leads me to my next point on how I think Dak will perform next season. Assuming the Cowboys have no injuries next year, we could have a good season. Especially when you consider we get to play Philadelphia, Washington, and New York for 6 of our games. And any way you put it, this Cowboys team has a lot of weapons. Of course, it all starts with the offensive line. And the line should look 10 times better this year with Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, and Lyle Collins all 100% healthy. And the line as a whole needs to have a good season, because the top priority is now to protect your $160 million quarterback. And second priority is to create holes for running back Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke is coming off of a down year, only rushing for 780 yards and 6 touchdowns. But most of this was due to the injuries to the offensive line. But the next thing I'd like to talk about is the Cowboys' passing game. Anywhere Dak looks, he should have a good weapon to throw to. His first option is wide receiver Amari Cooper, who had just under 100 receptions last year for 1,100 yards and 5 touchdowns. Even while having quarterbacks like Garrett Gilbert, Ben DiNucci, and Andy Dalton, he was still able to be productive as ever. And the second option is going to be CeeDee Lamb. Lamb is coming off an impressive rookie season where he caught 74 passes for 930 yards and 5 touchdowns. And his third option is Michael Gallup. And to have a receiver as talented as Gallup as your third option is crazy. Gallup caught 59 receptions for 850 yards and 5 touchdowns. His stats were down this year, but when you have 2 other good receivers on your team, who can blame you? And at the tight end position, the Cowboys are getting back Blake Jarwin from injury, and they're still going to have Dalton Schultz. We didn't get to see much out of Jarwin last year, but what we saw of Schultz was really impressive. He got 63 receptions for 615 yards and 4 touchdowns. And to move on to the Cowboys' weak spot, I'd like to talk about their defense. At some points during the year, it felt like a peewee running back could rush for 150 yards and 4 touchdowns on this team. And yes, the Cowboys did fire Mike Nolan and hire Dan Quinn, but this isn't going to fix all of our problems overnight. The Cowboys have refused to sign any new talent to the team, and that just worries me. But with guys like Keanu Neal and Richard Sherman out there, it really makes me wonder if the Cowboys will make a move. And to make it worse that we won't bring any new players in, we won't re-sign the players that we have either. I haven't heard any news about us bringing back Chidobe Awuzie, and in my eyes, he's our number 1 corner. His coverage rates are on par with guys like Jair Alexander. Another free agent that the Cowboys should consider to bring back is Aldon Smith. There were some points during last year where he looked like the pass rusher he used to be, and that's the kind of energy that the Cowboys defense needs. They also need guys like Leighton Vander Esch and Trevon Diggs to be able to stay healthy. The Cowboys lack depth on the defensive side of the ball, so health is very important. And like I said, if this team is able to stay healthy, I could see them going anywhere from 9-7 to 11-5. And depending on how Dan Quinn runs this defense, we could even win some playoff games. Let me know how far you guys think the Cowboys can go next season. And once again, if you enjoyed this video and want to see content just like it, make sure to drop a sub and leave a like. And also, if you guys have recommendations for future content, let me know. And that's all I have to say today. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.